Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, with special thanks to Revenant, Alois, Anerdinwarpaint, Dragon Matrix 7, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, Kazorm, Lima, Nathan Welch Jr., Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. As we take a short break from that whole crusade business to spend some time getting to know our addled academian slightly better. That's right, for better or worse, it is a Nenio episode. I'm sure some people will love this and others will absolutely hate it, but it's got to be done. Let's see what ruinous designs she has for us today. Ah, boy, there you are. Very good, just in time. You will be delighted to know that I need you for an experiment. So, the Grey Garrison stands roofless. Demons are running for the hills with their tails between their legs. Mendev's queen, what's her name? It's on the tip of my... Ah yes, Galfrey, is scurrying to and fro, and all this is somehow connected to you, my loyal follower. Thus far, there is no scientific evidence of your exceptionality, if one discounts blind faith in divine intervention, which I do. We people of science refuse to believe in the inexplicable without any proof. We are the ones who explain the inexplicable. Nenio punctuates her statement with an energetic sweep of her arm. And therefore, open your mouth and say, "Ah," for me. I'm sorry, why should I do that? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to study you. Come along, don't stand in the way of science. Okay, I'll bite. What does my mouth have to do with my awesome new powers? Perhaps there is no connection, or perhaps there is a direct connection. We'll never know unless we try to find out. Yeah, all right. Nenio peers in your mouth with a practiced eye. All right, your throat's fine, tongue looks perfectly normal. Your breath, she sniffs. The smell is in line with the regular functioning of the digestive system. Now for your teeth. She sticks one hand in your mouth and probes each of your teeth in turn with the skill of a seasoned dentist. No detectable alterations. By the way, did you know that many individuals, while still being wholly civilized representatives of their race, still have an amazingly powerful bite? As if suddenly recalling something, Nenio promptly pulls her hand out of your mouth. Yeah, that's probably not a bad move. So wait, what exactly is your point here? Longer teeth mean you're less civilized? I feel like Kaz might take exception to that. Nenio seems slightly embarrassed. For the good of science, I look for correlations everywhere and in everything. How can you prove there's no correlation if you don't bother to look for one? Fair enough. I will also confirm I can in fact bite people very hard. Can you? We definitely must test that someday, but not today. Now we are conducting an experiment of a different kind. Moving on. All right, what do we have next? Ears. Let's check your hearing. Testing! Nenio yells right in your ear and nods in satisfaction as she observes your reaction. Your hearing is fine. Was fine. But don't worry, it's scientifically proven that it should return to normal soon. Next, Nenio circles you. Eyes are clear, posture is satisfactory, limb length is standard, no lice. She stops, rubs her chin in contemplation, and in a slightly dejected tone says, "Boy, you are the picture of health. It's a pity. I was expecting to find some anomaly. Well, now let's assess your mental state. Imagine a hypothetical situation. You are a tree. 2 squirrels have found their way into your hollow, and are now copulating there. What do you do?" I guess I would drag them out of there? I mean, I don't care if they copulate, I just don't want them doing it on me. An unconscious act of evil. 2 lesser creatures were deprived of a chance to procreate. What if they were the last representatives of their species? On to the next question. Another hypothetical situation. You are a tomato. You have just been picked from the vegetable patch and put into a crate. You know that today the cook will use half of the tomatoes from your crate to make soup. What do you do? I don't know, Nenio. I guess I would tomato my way down to the bottom of the crate. I do generally prefer not to be made into soup. An unconscious act of rejecting the unspoken rules and laws underpinning the functioning of the universe. Yes, it is all quite clear to me. Aggressive behavior along with an unwillingness to obey. You think like a demon. Are you sure you're fighting on the right side? Yeah, as long as they keep giving me stuff. On that note, I deem this experiment complete. Thank you for your participation. Nenio looks at you pensively, and then gestures at you with a wide sweep of her arm. And yet, you remain a puzzle to me. I love puzzles. One of these days I will solve you completely. Unless I forget. Now I have time to answer your questions. Go on, ask away. Yeah, about those ruins you wanted us to check out? Your craving for knowledge will be immediately satisfied. Ask away. Actually, I guess I don't have any questions after all. Pack your shit. We're headed for those ruins. Let me just check my notes real quick. I think we had one other thing to do here. Oh, right. Okay. Let's get some rest, refresh our spells and abilities, and then we'll go have a quick chat with our quartermaster. I noticed he had a new dialogue option while I was unloading vendor trash between episodes.
I wish to make my confession, Exsellsior. On one occasion, I spent a rather steamy night with a trio of Assyrian crocodile hunters. They're enormous, bronzed.
Muscles shone with oil, their bodies were temptation made flesh, and so on and so forth. Do you really think you're the first person who's tried to turn confession into a joke?
Glad to see our 2 primary healers getting along. Alright, let's bounce. Oh, but of course we need Nenio in the party for this, so... I guess that means Ember has to sit this one out. Sorry, Ember. We will be back. I think that's passable. Nameless Ruins. The unknown ruins that currently remain seem to date back to the time of Sarkarus. It is one of the few places that has not changed since the opening of the World Wound. And let's get a full set of buffs up. Once again, we're resting once we get back to camp, so there is no reason to hold back. Yep, that'll do. Honestly, I'm not really anticipating any significant difficulty here, so this is probably overkill. But let's have a peek, see what we're up against. Ghouls.
A goat, a lizard, and a human enter a tavern. What'll it be, Lan? The bartender asks.
Thank you for that, Lan. And now begins the killing, followed by a light salad. Yeah, that's not too bad. I haven't really prepped Nenio for combat, but I figure she's mostly just along for the ride.
You crossed the wrong mark.
Thanks for joining us, Regil.
Out of my sight!
Waljeff. Boo! Kazorm, that's what happens when you don't show proper follow-through. Alright, Nenio, show me what you got. Yeah, that wasn't great. To be fair, I was targeting reflex. I was playing the odds. I figured at least one of them would flub. That aside, we're not in danger here. We'll be wrapping this up momentarily. I'm actually keener on seeing how Regil does. I've never really used him much. And we're done. We have made Ghoulish. Who got hit?
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
Zorm. Let's patch that up. And we have a mysterious foreboding cave. Hi. Glad to see we actually got the drop on them this time. Yeah, I don't think these guys will even get a turn. Which one? Ah, right.
Cover me, all right?
And we're done. We have an intriguing symbol on the wall there. We'll keep an eye out for other similar symbols. Nothing notable. Moving on. Oh my. Clever ghoul.
Don't mind me.
We've got a ghoul huntsman and a plagued Smilo. With one approach still trapped, so we'll have to be careful moving up.
Ask nicely. Fine.
In fact, let's hedge our bets here. We've seen how dangerous these things are. Nice. Solid opener from Lan. Let's not do that. We'll just go around the long way. Keep hammering the Smilo.
Stab yours after. Why not both?
Nice, nice. It's pretty much over at this point.
You won't survive me.
No, that's cutting it too close. Hey, look at that. So they can be blinded. Good to know. Very nice. And of course he landed a lucky crit. Ah, well.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Not bad. Even with that lucky hit taken into account, that was relatively painless. Thank you, Darren. Oh, lovely. Cloak of Cleansing. +2 Cloak of Resistance. That grants an additional +2 bonus on saves versus compulsion and disease. Midnight Soup. Ooh, and a +2 Intelligence Headband. Which I guess will go to Waljeff. Yeah. Nenio would be a better choice if we were using her more regularly, but we are not. For now. As for the cloak, we just gave that other will-boosting cloak to Regil. So I guess this one's going to Vex. And then we'll pass the hand-me-down hero cloak to Darren. Red's more his color anyway. Though that's more of a burgundy, I think. As for this thing, I'm not crazy about our odds there. I think our best will save is +8 from Lan. And I don't think we have anything that can boost that.
Rules are made to be broken.
Well, let's just go for it. Whatever happens, happens. Let the dice fall where they may. Hey, look at that. The scattered remains are sickening to look upon. The ghouls clearly ate their fill. Fortunately, they were not interested in the jewelry left on the bodies. Fantastic. I guess we'll give that to Regil. He could certainly use some help in the armor class department. Here you go, Lan. Okay, so far so good. We've found some solid upgrades this run. Cat. Just making sure I check all... Oh, hello there.
Let's have some fun.
No verticality. You can't shoot enemies in mid-flight. That's definitely one of the weaker points in Owlcat's combat system.
Endure this!
Wow. Well, thanks for coming, guys. I guess we've got an encore. I can live with that. Right. They haven't technically finished landing yet. Dang it. Alright, that's fine. We'll just beat them to death. Regil, your time to shine. That'll do.
Retreat is not an option.
Distract them for me.
Retreat is not an option. Ah, Rachel. We may not see eye to eye, but that is a damn fine voice. Her sign of the times. Yeah, these things are just glass cannons. They hit hard, but they go down easy.
Time to share your treasures.
As I was saying,
This is my kind of work.
nothing of note. Trap. There it is. Same symbol, but this time the inner circle is blue. Oh, and here we go. That didn't do it. And honestly, we could just brute force it, but I suppose we should do it the right way. We'll keep an eye out for additional symbols. Ghoul corpses. It's as if they simply lay down and died of their own accord. That's probably normal. Hey, Stranger Things. The absence of an answer is an answer too. And there's another symbol, so let's backtrack real quick. Nice. So what did that get us? Ooh, a phylactery of positive channeling. Plus 2d6 on all positive channeling rolls. Fantastic. This headband emanates a holy warmth. It whispers reassuring prayers in its wearer's ears. Yeah, and I'm sure Darren will love that too. Alright, so what's going on down here? Very statuesque. That's not ominous or anything. I am the answer, but what is the question? An elf woman in a frayed robe turns her head to you and stares at you through the slits of her simple white mask. Then she holds out her hand and touches the ancient statue. The absence of an answer is an answer too. Hey, wait, where are you going? Spontaneous dematerialization is unscientific. Nenio touches the statue and suddenly freezes. Following her example, you put your hand on the statue, which does seem like the logical course, and the world around you ceases to exist. You are a lone grain of sand floating in the emptiness of the unknown. Your path has no beginning and no end. You are tiny and insignificant in comparison with the cosmos that surrounds you. But then, something changes. The emptiness takes notice of you. It stares at you, measures and assesses you. Then a question comes, as simple and as deep as the emptiness itself. Who are you? Who's asking? The emptiness does not engage. The question was asked, and it will be answered. You'd better let me out of here, if you know what's good for you. A foolish demand from a grain of sand floating through eternity. How can one get out of infinity? What, don't you got eyes? I'm clearly Discari. The name you uttered, the false name, rings through the emptiness. Then the silence comes, bleak and oppressive. The emptiness knows the truth, but wants to hear it from you. You want to say your name? But what is it? Just a set of sounds you used to associate with yourself. You are Vex Godglove? Who decided this is who you are? Your parents? Yourself? Someone else? A name is just a label you take voluntarily. What happens if you tear this label off? What hides behind the name, Vex Godglove? Behold the truth. Open yourself to knowledge. Reveal yourself. Inappropriate.
I am Nenio. Nenio. You hear me? You voice from nowhere or whatever you are?
Where Nenio used to be, now you see an unfamiliar kitsune curled up on the ground.
Well, I'll be a fox.
Nenio, is that you?
I am Nenio, the greatest scientist of the modern age, and you are my loyal follower. Why are you asking me such a pointless question?
You're a stone-cold fox.
It appears your observation is correct. I am a kitsune.
The kitsune stares down at her hands, then runs her fingers over her pointy muzzle, lingering over her sharp teeth and ears.
If my hypothesis is correct, and the probability of that is close to 100%, I have always been a kitsune, but at some point I decided to forget that piece of knowledge. Following this line of reasoning, it would seem the fact of my membership of a certain race just doesn't seem relevant to me.
Nenio scratches behind her ear.
Also, there is a more important question. Why did my true identity reveal itself in this precise moment?
She casts a pensive look at the ancient statues towering over you. I'm sorry, how could you not know you're a 6-foot-tall fox?
This question is irrelevant in the current situation. If you wish, you can ask me about it later. If you believe that I've been keeping my true identity a secret on purpose, you are mistaken. I have no interest in your causes, your battles, or your secrets, if you have any. All I need from you is your assistance with my experiments. And with this.
Nenio sweeps her hand in a wide circle, gesturing at the statues around you.
I have no words. Can I just stand here silently and look like I'm thinking something smart?
Well, yeah, you could have, but then you opened your mouth and started talking instead. Okay, so what just happened? I was somewhere, and someone was yelling questions at me, and,
I suppose it was a trap that yanked our minds out of our plane and temporarily transferred us to another one. I wish I knew which plane. By the way, did you know that the most efficient way to disarm a corridor's worth of magical traps is with the help of a scientist who has been told that the formula for an elixir of the ancient races lies hidden at the end of said booby-trapped corridor?
And my last doubt is dispelled. It truly is her.
So, who do you think it was?
I haven't the slightest idea. But it is most definitely an extremely wise entity. Besides, the entity displayed no aggressive tendencies, which gives us hope that it can be reasoned with.
I mean, no aggressive tendencies aside from trapping us in a void, but sure. Thoughts?
The voice in the emptiness asked me, and judging by your reaction, you too, who I am. And merely stating my name failed to satisfy it. The trap then forced me to assume my true form, which I had completely forgotten about.
Nenio frowns.
I suppose this trap wasn't a trap per se. It rather was a closed portal leading to some hidden place that can easily unveil secrets and reveal the truth. The one who spoke to us seemed to solve me like a riddle, in an instant, just by looking at me. I would like to meet this entity. Can you imagine which secrets it can unravel? I want to speak to it, and you, my follower, must help me.
The kitsune's eyes light up.
But how can you get there? If there is a door, there must be a way to open it. If there's a lock, there must be a key to it. There is an inscription here, right on the statue. I am the void and the emptiness. I am the starting point. I am infinite. Tear my mask off and let it fall at my feet. I don't understand this at all. How thrilling!
Sounds like a lame-ass riddle, if you ask me.
It does. It really does. I love riddles and puzzles.
Yeah, you do seem the type. So, I don't suppose you've figured this one out?
Each of them is inscribed with a riddle, and each demands that something be placed at its feet. I guess we need some items that represent the answers to these riddles, but don't ask me where we should look for them.
Nenio quickly examines the statues. You, think we should ask these guys?
I don't think they can help us. Looks like all they can do is mumble their mantra about questions and answers.
So what makes you so sure this thing, actually wants to talk to you? I mean, it asked us one question and then bounced us.
I'm not sure at all, but we must try. We simply must. Getting there and talking with this entity will be the greatest of my experiments. No exaggeration.
If you say so, but, you know, this ain't exactly safe. You sure you want to do this?
The world wound is dangerous, walking under a hanging icicle is dangerous, even choking on a chunk of badly chewed food can lead to a fatal outcome after all. Living is dangerous. But what is danger compared to knowledge?
I feel like knowledge is what you generally use to avoid danger, but sure, fine. Not like we can do much here anyway.
With deepest regret, I have to admit that you are right. It's highly unlikely that we'll be able to solve this riddle right here and now. We'll have to temporarily withdraw so we can return when we're armed and ready.
Nenio sighs and turns away from the statue. And thus began our search for the 4 mysterious MacGuffins. Let's have a look at these riddles. I am the impetus to act. I am a reason for torture, and a cause for insomnia. Tear my mask off and let it fall at my feet. I am the void and the emptiness. I am the starting point. I am infinite. I am the unknown. I scare cowards, but reveal my secrets to the brave. I am the end of the road. I am superiority. I am loneliness. So, not exactly conventional riddles. The sand looks utterly unremarkable, apart from the inexplicable presence here among the ruins and woodland. So this clearly all has something to do with Nethys, the insane god of magic and forbidden knowledge, who Nenio also just happens to follow, which I do suspect has something to do with her weird memory thing. The ruins are so ancient that It's impossible to tell which civilization was responsible for their construction. Alright, I think we're pretty much done here. Let's pop back to camp and we'll wrap things up with Nenio. What? Oh, it's you. So, you're a fox? Nenio tosses you a skeptical look. Stating the obvious does you no credit. Yeah, so how's it feel to suddenly be a 6-foot furball? It is slightly unusual, no more than that. Knowing this fact will not help me write the encyclopedia, therefore it is useless. Therefore I was right to forget it. And to forestall your next question, no, for now I am not planning to forget that I am a kitsune. My abilities can help you, my loyal follower, in your fight against, whom were we fighting again? Right, the demons. Nenio gives you a magnanimous look. See how much I appreciate your assistance, boy? Yeah, it's great. Thank you so much. So, you're absolutely sure you want to talk to the thing that sucked us into the void and turned you into a fox? I am sure. I am convinced. Think about all the knowledge hidden there, in the emptiness. It seems to me that this event is certain to be my triumph. The experiment of the century. No, of the millennium. She looks away. Or maybe it will become my downfall, a complete fiasco. Here's the deal. If the mysterious entity decides to gobble me up, run as fast as you can while it's distracted. Tell all of Golarion about the heroic death of its greatest daughter. Tell them she perished, but that she never strayed from the thorny road to knowledge. Nenio sniffs and wipes a tear from her eye. That sounds fair. If I ever see you getting eaten by something, I'll run away and tell everyone how great you are. See you around, hey Nani Nenio. Well, sir? The bearded quartermaster gives you a friendly nod. What can I do for you? So what's word around camp? Iomade be praised. Everything's fine. We're well supplied, nobody's going hungry, and the sick... Well, you can't run a military campaign without somebody getting sick. But they aren't taking up any more beds than usual. Except... The quartermaster looks at the mound of equipment bearing the signs of recent tinkering. We're having a little problem with the soldiers' gear. The army has a standard that dictates who gets what, except this standard is only good for fighting around Canabris. Needless to say, the conditions inside the World Wound are completely different. The scouts have been complaining. The local vegetation is like razor blades, they say, and it's slashing the soles of their boots to ribbons. Their cloaks might protect them from the cold, but they're useless against acid snow or caustic mist. The scouts are missing plenty of vital gear. A coil of rope is a simple thing, but there's not even enough to go around. Can you imagine? How are they supposed to scale mountains with no rope? So I've been thinking, what if we issue them different equipment? The scouts, at least. Oh, interesting. You know what? Under normal circumstances, I feel like Vex would jealously hold on to his gold, but these are his men, so it's in his best interest to make sure they do a good job. Plus, I'm pretty sure that first option is unique to hunter or maybe just nature-based characters. I've never seen that one before. Tell you what, Wilser, why don't we just get those poor saps some horses and call it done? Now that you mention it, the horses are faster and can carry plenty. I'll see to it, Commander. I'll immediately write to Canabris and ask for experienced mounted scouts. We're getting ourselves a cavalry. Cool. I wonder if that will actually get us cavalry before we would normally be able to. Aside from the Hell Knights, under normal circumstances, you wouldn't get cavalry till Act 3. Alright, folks. I feel like this is a pretty good breakpoint. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll check out the vendors, see if there's any nice trinkets we can buy. And we'll pick up here next time, as we continue the march towards Dresden. About time we got this show back on the road. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon. Links are in the description.
I don't understand this at all. How thrilling!